Hi. Are you guys ready for stretch class? Yes. Yeah? Okay. What we're going to do today is we're going to do dynamic stretching as well as static stretching. So you're going to learn the difference if you don't know already. So dynamic stretching, we're going to be doing a little bit more movement, but we're still stretching all our different parts of our body. And with static stretching, we're going to be doing a little bit more standing still or sitting, okay, and holding stretches for a little longer. Okay, so what we're going to start off with is just getting our arms warmed up. So everybody making sure they have space, okay? Okay, and we're going to start to grow a little bit. So first we're going to start off with the arms moving up, stretching really high, and back down, and up again. And the reason why we're doing dynamic stretching is just to get all our muscles warmed up, okay? And then we're going to increase it, get it low, and up, and down, and up. And make it nice and smooth. We're not about going fast. We're making sure that all the muscles are reached right up to the tip of our fingers, okay? And now we're going to stretch so that we're all the way up into our toes, and down, and up, all the way up to our toes, down, and one more time, all the way up to our toes, okay? Feet just a little bit wider than our hips, okay? Stretching to the side, let's take it to your right, and up, and to the other side. And keep it moving, so we're just gonna go flow from side to side. And this gets the whole side of our body on each of our sides one more time. The ribs, down through the hips, down to the ankles, okay? And then let's go up and down to reach the floor and sweep up. And again, keep it moving. Sweep down and up and through. You can circle the arms. As we go up, we're stretching through an extension. As you reach down, you're getting all your hamstrings and your calves. Okay, 2 more times, down and all the way up. Last one. Great, good job. Okay, so why don't we get into lanes now and keep this moving. We're gonna all line up at the end. Okay, making 3 lines. Okay, first line here. You can line up behind. Your name is?
Ariana.
Ariana. And Owen, second line. Okay. And if you're not, and your name?
Sydney.
Sydney, and if you can line up behind Sydney. We're gonna make our dynamic stretches across the room, okay? So as we were moving before, now we're gonna get more parts of our body going, okay? So first what we're gonna do is pancakes, walking pancakes, okay? So as you take a step, you're gonna bring one leg forward onto your knee, hands together, step forward, again here, okay? So I'll lead the way, first people come with me, okay? Ready? One step forward, free leg forward, hands together. Step forward, other free leg, cross and down. And what you wanna do as you step, bring your ankle across your knee, get all the way down to 90 degrees, just as you would when you do your sit spins, okay? Second people, if you haven't gone yet, come behind the person in front of you. And down. And again, taking your time with each and every pancake, making sure you get your hips all the way down so that you're stretching through your glutes, your hamstrings, strengthening your calves, and getting through those ankles as well. Okay? And then once you get to the front, you can go back to the back. And again, we're doing dynamic stretching to make sure all our muscles are warmed up for getting on the ice. It's important to do this versus static stretching because it's been proven that static stretching is actually decreases the muscle reaction time when you're on the ice. So we save the static stretching for, come back to the back. Save the static stretching until the end after we come off the ice. Okay, so next exercise we're gonna do is called Frankenstein. Everybody get their arms out like this, Frankenstein. Okay, and what you're gonna do is just, it's a leg kick up and reach same arm to same foot, okay? Stepping forward, touching the right foot, left foot up. Okay, first people come forward. Same hand, same foot. This strengthens balance, as well as stretching through some hamstrings there. And your arms stretching forward to your toes. Good. So each of these exercises that we'll go through cover all the large muscle groups that we're going to be using on the ice. Trying to keep those legs forward right in front of you rather than getting them off to the side so that you get full extension of those hamstrings rather than getting through into the groin area for this exercise. Okay. Yes, now we're going to do something called the inchworm. Inchworm. Some of you may know this already. Okay? So hands actually are going to come down to the ground. Okay? Then the feet are going to walk forward to as far as you can before your hands come up. Walk the hands forward again. Then walk the feet forward. Hands forward. Feet walk forward. So little tippy toes as you go. Hands walk forward. Again, taking your time, we want to make sure that each of our little bits of our muscles and body are being used. Try to keep your toes pointed forwards. So as you walk forwards, let's try that one more time, Owen. Standing up, yeah. Hands forward and tippy toe to your hands. Tippy toe, tippy toe. Good job. So it's perfect, you got tiles on the floor. Use the same tiles as you walk forward as a guide, and the toes follow in those same tiles. So Marsha, hands go first. Here, let's try that, Marsha. Hands go first, and then feet follow. Okay.
Let's do the forward lunge.
Okay. So as you can see, just as our last skaters are coming through, we're using our hands as well because, of course, we want to make sure that the upper body strength is built up as well as warmed up, because we find that there's not enough of this incorporated in our off-ice training necessarily, or even just a quick warm-up off the ice as we go on. Okay. So next up is going to be lunges. Okay? It's important to make sure, again, use the tiles. Looking straight ahead, what you want to do is when you step forward, take a big step forward and then drop the knee down. Okay? And then step forward, drop the back knee down. Step forward straight, drop the back knee down, all the way till you reach the other side of the room. Okay? First person, go ahead if you haven't gone. Okay, keeping the toes nice in line in front of you. Point the toes in front, keep your eyes ahead, and back knee coming down. This gets through the quads. Okay, go ahead, girls. Gets through the quads, gets through the hip flexor, especially on the back knee. That's dropping. And as long as you keep the upper body upright, that will get right into the hip flexors here. Again, building the strength of the front leg as they step, but also stretching the back leg, quad, and hip flexor on each one of the exercises. Next one. It's important to keep everything in line and in front so that knees are not splaying off to the side. Any misalignments may cause stresses on the knee. Okay, so next exercise is going to be knee lifts. The knee lift is going to be up to grab your knee, but it's not about pulling your knee. It's just holding the knee and then raising up on the toe. Take a step, hold the knee, raise up on the toe. Okay, go ahead first. People in line, yeah. Go. Okay, both hands. Hold, lift up, and straight up. Good, good job. Again, eyes forward, square shoulders and hips forward as you do this. And use those tiles. There's a great guide to use those tiles to stay straight. Okay, so it's important when you grab the knee in front, it's about holding the knee. Okay, hold the knee rather than grabbing the knee. Okay, so it's just hold and lift. Okay, so hold and rise is probably a better way to describe this. In hold and rise on the foot that you're standing on. Okay. What you want to avoid is actually pulling on the knee, only because that compresses the knee and stresses the knee. So it's about just holding the knee as you rise on the standing foot. Great job. Great job, guys. Okay, so we'll do this last exercise for a quad stretch. Is same idea, grab the foot behind. Standing leg, you're going to raise up. Step forward, grab the foot in behind, and rise up on the standing leg. Step forward, grab the foot in behind, rise up. Eyes forward. And as you grab this foot that's bent, or the leg that's bent, you want to make sure the knee is in line and together, parallel, as you rise up. Keeping the knees parallel will, again, prevent any injuries in the knee joint. This gives a quad stretch. The further back that you draw the knee back from the hip, so I'll just show you this. The further back you draw the knee, the more you get into the hip flexor. First it starts in the quad, then you get into the hip flexor with this exercise. And keeping your body upright is most important for this exercise as well. Okay. So if you've completed the exercise in your line, grab a mat that's off to the side and find a spot on the floor, please. Alrighty, so everything that we were just doing as we were going across the room, that was dynamic. Anything that we were kind of just moving and flowing as we stretch and we strengthen all the different parts of our body, it's a great way to do that just before you get on the ice, okay? Even if your coach doesn't ask you. It's a great way to get going, okay? Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to be kind of a mirror to what is going to go on the floor from what we just did standing up. So this is the static, what I was saying, static part. So more still, but stretches and strengthening still at the same time. Okay, so as you're seated, let's do cross-legged seating. Okay, warm up the spine. As we did as we were standing, you can look up and extend and look back and towards the ceiling. Okay, roll forward. Tuck in your belly, round your back, and then again, up tall, arch your back, and roll forward. Belly in, really round your back. Tuck that navel in, okay? And do that 3 more times. So the reason why you do this is it's good for layback spins, spirals, anything where you're stretching your back, it gets nice and warmed up. Even if you're doing, like, say, a sit spin, you're tucking down, right? Okay, side stretches, again, too, warming up the spine. To the side, okay, and to the other side. And let's hold this for a little bit. 1, 2, and 3 on this side. And to the other side. 1, 2 and 3 on this side. Okay, 2 more on each side. And here, last one we're going to hold. Hold. The longer you hold, the deeper the stretch, because it's going to get past the first part of our skin all the way down to our deeper parts of our layers of muscle. Okay, getting through the side of our body one last time on the other side. And even stretch the fingers right through as you're reaching to the other side of the wall. So this is where you can stretch not just the ribs and the arm, but also the fingers. Okay, and up. Good. Okay, hands forward. Knees so that we're in a table position. Okay, same kind of idea. We're not going to do too many, but we're going to just do a couple just so you know what I'm speaking of, is that you're going to look up and arch your back and drop your belly, and then look down and round. Same thing, warming up the spine. Okay, 1 and 2. And 1 more. Okay, 1. And really drop the belly so that you arch your back, and 2. Great. Okay, so next what we're going to do is you can come onto your back. Let's roll onto your back. Actually, before you go down so you can see what I'm doing, is that you're going to do a figure 4. You probably all have done this before. Okay? And you're going to hold that. Okay? Top knee is actually going to try and go to the ceiling. Sorry, the knee that's bent. Sorry, not the knee that's there. The reason why we do this stretch is for the side of the leg. Okay? Switch sides. And again, just for the sake of stretching, the longer you hold it, the deeper you get into the muscles and the tissue, and something that we even call the fascia. That's a very, very deep tissue that we often ignore. That adds to increasing our flexibility. Okay. Another way to do this is in a standing position, which I'll just demonstrate myself. It's just like dynamic, which is this way. You guys know this is what? Pancake, right? In your sit spins? Yes. So actually the same mimicking as we do. Off the ice is on the ice. Okay. Okay, so what we want to do now is extend those feet. Who knows where the hamstrings are? Right here, right? You're going to reach forward to touch your toes. Okay. You can reach even further as you hold the stretch. Again, gets into the hamstrings. You can even get into the toes this way. Chop. And same thing can be done by just standing up and reaching for your toes as well. Okay. So let's bring our feet back behind us in a kneeling position. So this is why I was saying, like, if you want to take your shoes off, it gets a little bit more comfortable for you, and it also gets back into the feet and the toes a little bit more. Okay, so we have all our toes are tucked under or pointed behind us. Okay, knees stay nice and forward. We're going to start to put our hands back behind us and slowly lift the knees. This gives a stretch to the front of the foot into the ankles. The more you lift your knees, the more you stretch, and some of us can go very high, just as long as you make sure that your knees stay together. Okay, and toes need to be full foot on the floor. Okay, not crossed, but both feet flat, front of the feet on the floor. Okay, coming forward, different version. Okay, toes are going to tuck under this time, and we'll sit back. It's important to stretch the bottoms of our feet. We don't do this often enough as skaters. There's a lot of work that we do while we're in our skates and they're bound in our skates that it makes the bottom pretty tight. So it's really important. So toes tucked under this way, forward, yep. And again, the longer you hold, the deeper the tissue stretch. And this is actually helps prevent plantar fasciitis. So that's like the tightness or even the overstretching of the bottoms of our feet. Okay. Okay, so calf stretches. Does anybody know where their calf is? Yeah, back here. Okay, so what we can do for this is if we can stand up. Okay, step 1 foot forward. Let's start with our right foot forward. Okay, bending into this knee and keeping the back foot straight, heel down. This gets the calf and actually even gets the front hip flexor at the same time. To increase the stretch in the calf, what we're going to do is bend the back knee. Okay. And try to press the heel down. Not touching the floor, but try to reach the floor with it. Okay, and we would do the same thing on the other side. So it's for the other side of our foot, okay, starting off again, bend the front knee. Okay, heel down, toes forward, both toes forward. Okay, bend the back knee. And then again, try and reach that heel down towards the floor with the back knee bent. Okay, from here, let's drop the back knee and we're going to stretch the calf this way. Straighten the front knee, front foot is flexed. So this is another option, is to get into the calf this way. Okay, toes are flexed. You can even increase the stretch by grabbing your foot in front. That's it. So again, holding this longer, let's switch hands. You can even add a twist to it. There's different ways to kind of keep the skaters in a position to lengthen the stretch so that there's some variation to it, but also, again, staying in that particular stretch so that the attention span is kept. Okay. Okay, so last thing, lunges. Why don't we do a lunge with this one? We were already kind of in this position, but we're going to change it up so that the back leg is straight. Okay. For us, again, to keep our upper body tall, you should feel a stretch through the front part of our leg. Or sorry, the back part of our leg on the front of our hip. That's your hip flexor. Again, it also gets your quad, keeping the hips square and belly in. Okay, placing your hands down on the floor is also giving you the same leg stretches, but minus the hip flexor just a little bit, since we don't have our body upright. Again, getting into the calf, the hamstring, and the front leg. Okay. Okay. Both feet forward. And touching our toes. One last one. And breathe, and a big inhale, exhale, and you should be able to reach a little lower. So working with the breath too, letting the skaters know to breathe. Exhales usually get you a little bit further into each stretch. Okay, and then come on up. Good job, guys. Do you feel like Jello now? No. Not yet. Okay, great. Thanks so much, guys. Good job. Good job, good job.